is Mitch, and it is Friday, June 15th, 2018, here with your free live show. Of course, we are here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Free picks, doesn't matter what season it is. It is always free pick season here at Sports Shop Place. Of course, we have premium picks as well. That's where our best bets are. SportsChatExperts.com and, of course, SportsChatPlace.com Premium and Premium Plus. Just doing what I do every morning here, give everybody a chance to join us. And at the same time, I set up some of the things that YouTube Live doesn't let me do until I'm actually live on the show. So just looking at our group real quickly, making sure that we don't have any people that want to join. We do. We'll approve them all. And they are now in. So, of course, if you know anyone that wants to join our group, as you know, if you're watching it on Facebook, then you're already part of our group. Like I said, hopefully you guys are off to a good start to the day. World Cup looks like a game ready to get started right now. I'll admit it. I like watching the World Cup. It's always one of my favorite events every few years, but every 4 years, right? But when it comes to soccer, I don't follow it as closely as a lot of the other sports that I follow. And actually, since I've started Sports Shop Place 10 years ago, it's been actually less that I follow it. It's just I don't have the time like I have in the past. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes going on at Sports Shop Place. You guys will hear about that. Good morning to the Jolly Man over on YouTube. Good morning to everyone over on Facebook in our group. So yesterday, how did we do? I think we did okay. We had the over in that Marlins Giants game. I think it did go over. I know one of those games we definitely didn't win. I forget which one that was. And then it was one of those early games. I believe we hit our late game too. So it's always tough. You know, it's like I never look back. I only look forward. So it makes it difficult. Oh yeah, we had the Indians in an early game, so we won that one. We had the over right in that Marlins Giants game, so it was over. And then the other game we didn't win. I'm sure you guys will remember what it is. Normally, the games I lose, you guys have no problem remembering those. But anyways, we got a full card of Major League Baseball going on today. WNBA action. Of course, the U.S. Open golf continues, as well as the World Cup soccer. I have a bunch of premium picks today. I have a lot. I really like today's card. So it was really hard for me to decide on the premium picks on what to do. But like I said, I really like them. Morning, David. Morning, Arnold. Moving over to YouTube from Facebook. Seems like the YouTube crowd has grown. The Facebook crowd has dropped off. Doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. As long as you hit that like button on and subscribe over on YouTube. We're all good. We'll keep it there. We're discussing some other shows. Back when I first started, oh, I was 3-0 yesterday, is what Jason's saying. I wasn't 2-1. I was 3-0. Okay, we'll take it. A lot of people come on here even when I think Dustin Johnson was Randy's pick as well in our sports chat articles. Under on the Yankees with German and Snell. I'm not sure. Maybe we should write these down sometime, right? We should write it down, because I'll tell you what, when I lose, normally I get hammered. So I'm going to guess that I did pretty well. There's always a jerk that we never heard of comes on here and is like, you went 0-10 your last 10 picks. It's like, it's not even possible. Like, they'll say something like, you went 0-64 in your last 64 picks. It's like, I was 3-1 yesterday. How can that be possible, right? I don't know what they're looking at sometimes, but yeah, we have lots. I love my premium picks today. You don't hear me say that every day, but I definitely love them today. We have a lot of new things coming up. You'll see a new sports chat place starting football season. It will still have all the same features that you guys love today, but a lot of new features as the United States enters the gambling market, the legal U.S. sports gambling market. I think that there's sites out there that do some of the things that we want to do, but as always, we do it a little better, a little bigger, and the right way, with the right interest in mind, and that's you guys. We're all on the same team here. Let's get to today's games, though. Yep, New Jersey opened yesterday. Head to Chicago where the White Sox meet the Tigers. A lot of people in our video, in our chat yesterday, as we were doing our video, were on the White Sox. I went to the Indians. I know my White Sox well enough that they're playing for next year. They're not all that good. Meanwhile, I got to say the Tigers, really nice job against the Twins the last couple of days. I really, yesterday I had the Twins, and the Twins were hanging in there the whole game. The Tigers scored late. They've done it the last few games. Of course, those games were at Comerica Park. This one at Bankrate Field. Mike Fiers, a guy who we generally don't like, up against Ronaldo Lopez, a guy we don't like too much either. The issue here with Fiers generally has been that he doesn't go that deep into games, but lately, because he's been able to keep his pitch count down, he's been able to go 6 innings in. The White Sox bullpen, not great. We saw them the other night against Cleveland, had a 3-0 lead. They made it dicey. They still got the nice win, but hardly world beaters. I gotta say that the Tigers are really underrated this season. I like them in this game as a nice little underdog. They have the edge in most of the statistical categories here, and I'm not really sure why they're dogs in this spot. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to take the Detroit Tigers here. We're getting about plus 120 on our money. So that'll be our first pick of today's show. So yesterday, I don't know how many of you guys got to see it. I tried doing a live video from the Big Island of Hawaii. I flew over after the show. My nephews are in town from Ohio. So I had miles, to fly, Hawaiian miles. I got tons of them. And because I'm always going to Vegas, right? So I rack up those miles in a hurry. Hawaii to Vegas is like flying from New York to Los Angeles. It's further than that. So I rack up miles in a hurry. And, with all the time I spend in Vegas, especially in the fall. So I had plenty of miles. So we went over to the Big Island yesterday to go look at the volcanoes, and Fissure 8. We took a helicopter tour with my wife as well, and Fissure 8 was just absolutely exploding um, while we were there. It was craziness. So it was like, I can't even describe it. It was like 50-foot wide river of lava flowing down the mountain. It was like the most incredible thing you see. And then, all the lava flowing down into the ocean, just huge amounts of steam as I didn't think like with the helicopter that we would be able to get close, but we were right on top of it. It was, you know 2,200 degrees heat, and we were able to go right on top. It was just an amazing, amazing thing to see. I'll post the pictures in here. You guys can see it, but I know you guys are more interested in the picks. So let's get to our next pick. But anyways, I tried doing a live video from Akaka Falls, and the reception was just so bad there that couldn't really get much. Good morning, Jesse. So we got the Royals taking on the Astros. The Astros absolutely bludgeoned the A's in the last series. They have the bats really, really going right now. Charlie Morton up against Jacob Junis. Jacob Junis is not a bad pitcher, though. Plus 180 here on the Royals. Not so sure I love that, but I would say the over 9 is really the play that I would go with. All right, I'm going to make a confession here. I bet the Royals. Okay, personally, I bet them. It's hard for me to give it out on the show because it's not a pick I feel really strongly about. But you guys know I see 2-1 on my money. I can't control myself. I almost have to take it almost every single time when a team is plus 200. But in this case, I know a lot of people they see it the other side and it's like they have to take this, minus 260 and run line it or parlay it. I just don't see. There's no value there. So I'm always on the other side when that's the case, but not all the time, but a lot of the time, especially in a case like this. But I think the over 9 is something I feel comfortably giving out to you guys as probably the stronger play of these two. But Junis is 0-3 in his last 3 starts. That's why. But Charlie Morton is 0-1 in his last 3 starts as far as decisions, and the Astros is 1-2 as he's toting a 6.0 ERA in his last 3 starts. This is a guy with a 2.82 ERA in a season. So that just tells you how bad he's been these last 3 games to get that ERA to 6, and his overall ERA is just 2.82. He has been horrific. And to be laying minus 200 on a guy that, let's take a look at what Charlie Morton has done in his last few starts. We'll get into more specifics here about the shelling of Charlie Morton. So Charlie Morton, last time out, only lasted 3.2 innings. He had 87 pitches in 3.2 innings, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks. Okay, he didn't pay the price. Only 2 runs came across, but he only lasted 3.2 innings, 87 pitches. The game before that, 5.1 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned. The game before that, 8 innings, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts. So Morton has had a few big strikeout games this season. He's had a 14 strikeout game and a 10 strikeout game. So when he's on, but when he's not, he's not. And we've seen the Royals rise up to the occasion a few times this season. I expect to see some hitting going on in this game. I like the over 9 in the Astros-Royals game. That'll be our second pick for today's show. Of course, tomorrow the newsletter goes out, so if you guys haven't signed up for the Sports Chat Place newsletter, it's just a free pick that goes out. It's a pick I don't give out anywhere else. It's a video pick. You can check that out. Of course, Picks and Parlays has a great newsletter as well. Saturday is Parlay Profits Day. That means Craig gives out half of the parlay. I give out half of the parlay. It's always something we've been doing for 7 years. We used to only do it during football season. Now we just said, well, let's just do it every week. So also, I don't know if Craig has done his live show yet, but today is Craig Trapp's birthday. So You guys will want to make sure that you wish Craig a happy birthday. Yep, they showed Monmouth Park was packed with bettors. So a lot of these companies will be entering the online space in the U.S. The U.S. sports betting. As the market matures over the next few months and years, these companies that are handling the betting at these places will be entering the online space, and also as far as apps go, just like they do in Vegas. And they've all reached out to me already. Even before they started, they want to make sure they locked in because they all love what we're doing in Sports Shop Place and it picks and parlays, and they want us to be, like there's always a group of people that go first, and then after that, we're like with ESPN and those guys. We get to go first with like the mega sites, and by that time maybe we will be a mega site. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in the next week, right? But well, we do know that there's going to be an over in the Royals Astros, right? But outside of that, yeah, we're going to be heavily involved in that. So I was excited to see what's going on at Monmouth Park, and I've heard what Mississippi is next, is what I'm hearing, and I think Pennsylvania will be right there. I think New York will be right there as well. So let's get to our third pick for today's show. Let's go to Baltimore, where the Orioles are taking on the Marlins. The Marlins beating up on the Giants at home, but now they go back on the road where they're 12-22. The good news for the Marlins, the Orioles are just 10-21 at home this season. We're getting plus 150 on the Marlins. Urena finally getting some wins. I think he gets a win here as well. I'm going to take the Miami Marlins, and that'll be our third pick for today's show. So a quick recap. Of course, I have tons of premium picks today. I have more premium picks today than I think I've had all baseball season. So I really, really love today's card. And even these picks that I've given out on the show, most of these I really like. We gave out the over in the Astros Royals game. We took the Detroit Tigers over the Chicago White Sox. And now we just took the Miami Marlins over the Baltimore Orioles. That were our three picks for today. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see.